Just 1 second. I just need to make it a little bit. Okay. Uh, Back again. Just because of the limit of the my storage, I just had to. What do I say? My video just got stopped, and I just need to make some storage, and I just am again back with another video, and I just put this whole marathon, speaking marathon sort of a thing into, what do we say, into two sections of the thing. I think I just need to put it down a little bit. Okay, it's perfect. So yeah, we were talking about the power of solitude, and I think now I just need to shoot for stage 70 minutes. 70 minutes are remaining. 50 minutes were almost done, and I think we are good to go. We are good to start yet again. So yeah, the power of solitude means when you are able to be with yourself all the time. Not all the time, I would say. Solitude is a phase, I would say. Or maybe it's not wrong. You can be solid in entire solitude throughout life. You are being with the people, we being engaging with all this. You are a social animal. You have to do some social activities all the bloody time. Let's say you have to be in the group all the time, all the bloody life. Still, you can be in the solitude, I would say, because you are okay with yourself. You do not need anyone else. You are constantly aware of what you actually exactly want to do, and why you want to do. Also, you means you are aware of what are the right things for you, and you are able to do those things, which is the state of solitude, which is a state of clarity, which is a state of resilience, of not getting step back, resilience of being with yourself, accepting yourself, whatever good or bad or dark sides or the better sides of whatever, accepting, being okay with that, right? And being able to understand and being able to stay okay with the limitations of yourself and your identity and your thoughts. That is what is the power of solitude. Is you're being okay, and you are going towards what is right for yourself. That is what is called the state of solitude, and that is the power of the solitude, that you do not rely on anyone else. You're no longer a gulam or slave of anyone else. That's a power of thing. Creativity, solitude creates a creativity in the terms of, like, let's say, in a practical way, I would be saying, let's say you're in a solitude, you're following whatever you want to do, you will be having more and more ideas in terms of practical, I would say, practical way. Let's say you want to do some certain sort of a, for an example, let's say you want to learn guitar. For an example, it's a very basic and very not very right example, I would be saying, but let's say you want to learn a guitar. When you're in solitude, when you are with yourself, you got to know that what you exactly want to do, with which sort of a thing, which type of things you want to pursue, your hobbies, your strengths, or getting rid of your weaknesses and all. So creativity, you want to create something, you're creating more for yourself, because what yourself wants, you know that. And that's when I would say creativity comes. For an example, there are many musicians who spend a lot of time alone, because they want some silence, they want to be with themselves, they want to think about something, they want to go towards, okay, what is right, what is not right. On technically, I'm not very able to explain this, but whatever their personal thing is, they choose to be alone, and that's when utmost creativity comes up, and they utilizes them as a tool to create something more, right? So that is the power of solitude. Just basic this, that you are able to do what you want to do by not being alone. By not being lonely, being okay with yourself, and being able to do what yourself, and you're accepting yourself. You're accepting, okay, let's say I am having some certain bad behavior in some certain situations. It's okay. Let's say I have a trauma, for an example. I have a childhood trauma. Accepting that. Being able to resilience. Okay. Sitting with that thought of uneasiness. Sitting with the thought of That's laziness. Sitting with the thought of procrastination. I procrastinate, okay, but I need to sit that. This is boring. This task is boring, but I need to do that. And I'm okay with that. It's a struggle. It's a struggle, but I will do that. That's a state of solitude, I would say. That being okay with yourself and being okay with what you want to do correctly, and you always know what is right for you and what is not right. So there is a state of solitude, I would say. This was it. I am not very much expert in such these topics, and I might be very wrong and not getting exactly to the conclusion of those topics. But this is still practicing for me. Just practicing this certain set of by taking these topics and practicing the thinking, speaking, and what do we say? Thinking, speaking, and delivering, I would say. Yeah, the art of small daily actions. How minor habits, let's say reading or journaling or exercising, accumulate into transformation. The art of daily actions, like the minor habits. Like how reading affects, how journaling affects, how exercising affects, accumulate into transformation. That's very true. Um, I was listening to this very nice recent podcast of this YouTuber called Vinamr Kasana. His channel is Dostcast, and there was a guest called Aman Ratnayak, and he identifies himself as a pain coach, and mostly majorly pain coach in terms of physical pain, sometimes mental as well, but mostly he's a physical pain coach. And due to this podcast, I got to know about this treatment or approach or model that which doctors or this any type of doctor comes, like, usually follows or this do that model is called biopsycho sociological model of treating pain. So generally when somebody is in the pain, there are three topics or three things which is due to which the pain is there, not generally biological only. Let's say my hand is broken, my finger is broken, and let's say someone else's finger is broken. So the perception of that pain of that broken finger is totally different for me and the other person, because there are other aspects like sociological aspects and psychological aspects of pain. Psychological means maybe he's having some sort of trauma, I'm having some sort of a trauma, or I'm not having any trauma, let's say. And so my dealing with the pain will be totally different compared to that person. He's having some X type of social situation, let's say he's in standard 9, let's say a person. I'm in a college student, let's say. It will be totally different because social aspect for him is totally different for him. For me, it's different. I'm not saying which is better or not, which will be greater or not, but these are the things. And one is, and first one is the biological aspects of the pain. Let's say I'm a regular cricketer or I'm a regular sportsman guy who gets injured usually in this that. The pain to him is, for an example, is comparatively lower than the standard ninth guy whose finger is broken. To him, the pain is very much unbearable. Let's say he's not an exercising, he's not. This is a normal kid. I'm a, let's say, MMA fighter. My finger is broken. There is a pain, immense pain, but my perception of pain is very different from that ninth standard kid. So it's a biopsychosociological aspects of psychological model of pain, which defines how much quantity or quality of pain I will be having. So I don't know why did I just started this topic, but yeah. So he was saying that the most easiest way or the most doable easiest way, let's say my finger is broken, or something like that, anything has happened, my arm shoulder is broken, for an example, what is the easiest and the doable way of treating the pain is biological aspect. What I will do, I'll exercise, let's say I'll focus on the physical aspects, I'll make my other parts more stronger compared to my psychological, my trauma it requires a time. Let's say my society is like something like that. It requires a time to change, getting out of the society, or changing the society, changing that aspect of society. But the biological aspect is easier, very easy, not very easy, but comparatively way easier than these two other aspects of model. And so by focusing on my health, by focusing on exercise, focusing on my body, I can get rid of pain instantly, or not instantly, I would say, but comparatively more faster, and it's an effective way, right? So exercising is very much needed when it comes to turning to when it comes to not turning to dealing with any type of a pain, psychological, so whatever, sociological, I don't know, but or physiological. So working on your health is very much required. So that was the thing. So how minor habits? So minor habit of just doing the normal running of 1 kilometer daily, 10 minutes, 10 minutes of walk, a daily habit, but daily doing and doing and doing and doing, accumulate into the transformation, which will lead to a solid transformation. So yeah, since last 1, 2, 3 months, 2, 3 months, like I have been running a lot. I've been following running a lot, and which has led to me, which has led me to very positive or very good hormonal changes. Hormonal in terms of mind, the neurotransmitters have been bomb blasting every day. When you do running in the morning and then you go to the job or the work, it feels very great. Your throughout your day is good. That's an instant what do we say, instant outcome of that thing. But when you keep doing it daily and daily, let's say you keep reading daily, keep journaling daily, exercise daily, so it eventually enables a lot of confidence in yourself, accumulate the transformation. Starting with the reading, let's say you read 10 pages every day. You read 10 pages every day. That's a habit of reading. What happens is you eventually getting into the state where you no longer need, or when you no longer are afraid of, what do we say, when you're no longer afraid of the book pages, you're able to focus more on the particular task or a particular reading, when you no longer is having this need of constant stimulation, full scrolling all the time. Those are the, I don't know, I'm not what do we say, delivering this concept very in a better way or in a good way. This requires a structure, man. It's a very basic, simple concept. The art of scaling daily actions, small daily actions. For an example, let's say I have been doing this exercising and running every day. What eventually that led to me better in terms of a mindset, clarity in terms of a mindset, clarity. My every days started becoming more healthier and happier compared to when I was not exercising. Right? When I was not exercising, oh my god, I took a lot of break. When I was not exercising, I just went to my my memories when I was doing this and when I was not doing that, and when I am doing that. I totally went to that state of what exactly are coming and not coming. I don't know. So yeah, that's how I gotten into exercise, and I was like, I need to fix this because I work in a corporate. I sit all day, and I was seeing that I'm having a belly fat, and I hate belly fat. I hate belly fat, and that was the only reason because of which I started doing working out, and I started to see the progress in my mindset, in my approach, in my body. When I was looking the pictures back, when I was not running, and when I see myself now, there is a lot of difference in terms of facial structure, body structure, and yeah, you see a lot of transformation from the outsider's perspective. From the internal perspective, you get to see world more. For an example, through exercise, right? World more. So exercising is very much. So how minor habits accumulate into transformation? Daily, by doing it daily, reading 10 pages every day, what will happen is my what eventually will happen, my source of knowledge will increase every day. My habit of reading something, my habit of bearing some sort of article or read or page will increase. Habit of journaling, writing something, I'll be more and more closer to myself. Even through reading as well, I'll be more closer to myself because I'm constantly putting an effort instead of, let's say, scrolling. What happens to the scrolling is it's it's direct flow of the information. Boom. Like they are telling you, and you are just consuming. When it comes to reading for the reading, it's not like very much. Uh, what do we say? I don't have proper word, but it's not like very much beautiful, not beautiful, but algorithmic structures that they have made so that you can get engaged, be engaged all the time in the reading the book. No, it's a book, just a normal text, and you just have to keep putting an effort for completing a single sentence, for completing a single page. That effort leads to the activation of a system 2, which we talked about. System 2, and which is connected to the logical part of the brain. You get to know more about logical part of the brain, and you exercise the rational, logical, and what do we say, more practical approach to the thing. And reading requires an effort, constant effort. So for that information you have to put an effort compared to scrolling. Scrolling just is information directly just gone into your head. You have to do nothing. Instant stimulation, funky graphics, funky speeches, funny reels, nothing else. Let's say if you are reading a joke, for reading a joke itself in a book, you have to put an effort. You're constantly putting an effort. You understand, oh, you interpret that, then you find it okay, then you laugh. So there is a constant exercise of your mind, and it will not stay to that particular state only. It will use the transmitters, whatever transmitters and whatever parts of the brain are there. So kind of doing some certain activities, you keep doing, you make the routine of your daily life. And yeah, life can, like, personally I would be saying my personal philosophy right now or nowadays is like this, that why you want to, what do we say, not bound, but why you want to make your life to a single thing only? Like, why don't you want to try 4 5 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 other things as well? Let's say you are work is your life, okay, that's total your duty. But other than work, you have to focus on other activities as well. Why cannot life be 10 other activities as well? Why only single thing is my life? That's a question. That's a very fundamental question, right? Not just about earning aspect I'm asking, but for yourself. You're working for yourself, you're earning for yourself, that's okay, that's a part of a job. But what other things are the things which are making your day a good day? What are the activities which you do? कि तुम्हें शाम को सोते टाइम लगे कि no, this was a very very nice day. I did many things because it gave me happiness. Sorry, my day was good and gave me happiness because I did many other things. My life is not only bonded to one thing. I need to do multiple things at a time, and which does not come easily because we have very easy access to information, and we are our now we are like kind of conditioned like that we will use phone, we'll use Netflix, we'll scroll, we'll this, will that. So it is really hard in nowadays to make the new habits and all, working on those. It requires more effort because we have constant stimulation available on our phone. So why the hell would we be like to do that? That's a normal practical thinking of a human. But if we see more practically, that's not very much good for your health, or for yourself, or whatever, right? I just need to. What else can I talk about? I don't know. So yeah, that was the only. That's the only reason for me personally that I don't want my personal life to be revolve around only one particular thing. I want my day to be fulfilled or filled with five other activities, right? For which I live. That okay, मुझे ये भी करना है because of this I want to hurry and complete this task today as soon as possible because I want to do this as well. I do not want to get stuck and spend my 24 hours for this particular task only, right? That was the thing, and that's why I just started making my day a habitual for other things and this and that. But minor habits like reading and journaling, and it affects it. Mental clarity happens a lot when you keep doing it, when if you see you see a lot of difference when you are doing. Today I'm not doing anything, but for 6 months I do journal, I do read, I do exercise, I do run, I do cycling or whatever, exactly XYZ ABC hobby. If I see a lot of difference after 6 months. I'm improved, I'm completely changed. Not completely, but some sort of, at least 1% of change is there. And change is needed. Why not? Why do we want to get stuck at only one identity only? Try to change yourself and see what happens. See what other type of a self can be, other better type of a self can be. Just want to experiment and learning and learning and learning. What else is to do in the life? There is no meaning. So you need to have more meaning by doing multiple things at a time. That was what I was meant to speak in this topic, about this topic. The next topic is very much related to this. Fourth one topic is why people fear change, comfort zones, resistance, and how to trick the mind into embracing the uncertainty. People fear the change. Okay, that's exactly very much similar to this. Why do not do we want to exercise every day? Let's say that requires a change in your daily life. You have to wake up. Let's say you exercise in the evening. You have to spend the time. You have to spare a time. Your body requires an effort. Your mind requires an effort. Why do we fear change? Because we are so much conditioned to be in our comfort zones. And the modern ego, not the ego which this Freud and all talks about, the modern ego is like, and they're not essence, but that's a outcome of our egoful thinking. Oh shit, why this is. It's a thought of our ego. I don't know why I stopped, but yeah, I went somewhere else. This happens, no problem. So, why do we fear change? Why we want to be remain in the comfort zone. That's a outcome of our thinking of our ego. What our ego wants is to be get protected. Ego wants ourselves to get protected, be protected all the time. It does not want ourselves to get out of comfort zone, to get out of whatever its limits are. It just want to be bonded to limit only, because it finds safety in it. What will eventually will happen is, let's say you are going into a group of a debate who debates, right? What eventually will happen is you will start to realize that you will start to feel inferior, because when at the group of debaters, people might be, let's say, very let's say very great. You will feel inferior, you will get destroyed in seconds. And what happens? Your ego feels down. Ego get hurted, and you will stop going there. So because ego wants to save itself from humiliation of reality. It wants to stay away from the truth. It wants to stay in the comfort zone. It wants you to stay in the lie, that you should lie in only this type, in this only. Here you are safe. It wants itself to the safe zone only. And this is why you fear change. This is the total an act of ego. That's why this fear of change is there. But when you get rid of an ego, let's say I'm going to the debate, a group who's doing a debate. I'm very new to the debates, but I keep going it for 1 week to that discussion. What eventually will happen? There is a change in myself in 1 week. Whatever type of a change, 0.00001% of the change is okay, but change is there. I'm better than that. And because I left my comfort zone, I went there, I got a new source of information, I got to do something else. I stayed with the uncertainty of getting judged, I don't know, being judged, or uncertainty of feeling inferior, feeling not right, feeling not very worthy of that group, or whatever type of a feeling that might be. But I stayed there, and I resisted my ego. And that's exactly like I resisted my fear, and I started going and going and going, for an example. So comfort zone and resistance, comfort zone are this only. These are an act of ego only. There was a very famous quote by Acharya Prashant. He was saying that fear exists only the thinking about the act. It does not when you are doing that act itself. When you are engaged in that activity, there is no fear. Let's say I'm having a stage fear, but thinking before my performance of the stage, it's a bloody hell. How it will be going. My heart is just pumping as booster space. It feels like you'll get a heart attack. But when you go on the stage, finally, let's say you perform bad itself, but fear is not there. If you originally see now, there is no fear. Because you are so much engaged in the activity to making the task very much doable and performable and very good and perfect. You are engaged in that activity itself. There is no fear. So fear exists only in the thinking about the act, not in the act itself, right? So people fear change. Why do they fear change? Because they want to remain in the comfort zone, because they are thinking. They just do not do it. That's a limitation of human mind, I would be saying. And also it has been boosted up because of the modern social media influence and all, the general availability of so much dopamine and content and all, so much comfort has been provided to today's generation and today's people, even today's world itself, and don't seek out of their comfort zone. They do not see out of their comfort zone. And they do not see out of their comfort zone, and they are just not very easy to, because they have not practiced. That's the thing. That's why. And I can speak of the people of this age only. I don't know anything about the age before this or after this. I don't know. But they have not practiced the getting out of the comfort zone state, because they have been provided the comforts. And maybe it's not their fault that they have provided, but now it's in their hand. If they know that, okay, I'm being in the comfort zone, I need to get out of it to get better, to get change, to change. I need to step up and to step up myself. And you feel so much validated by yourself. So much you get validation of yourself. Again, we go to our first topic, which is struggle to be yourself. When you get a validation of yourself, na, khatam baat. You do not need any external validation. You do not need any external masks, whatever. Right? So how to trick the mind into embracing the uncertainty? Tricking is like, okay, thinking not. There is only, I would be saying, only one solution. How to trick your mind. How to trick your mind to go towards the uncertainty or embrace the uncertainty. Uncertainty of failure, let's say. Let's say doing some task. Let's say I want to start a business, but I'm feared. I'm having a fear of not getting success in that, or losing something, losing my money. Fear, not getting out of comfort zone. How to trick myself. If I'm having an idea, if I want to do something, not tricking is not the thing I would be saying. Start doing it. Khatam baat. You need to make a habit of doing. Means, again, we go to the topic above this, which is the art of small daily action. Making a habit of something daily. First, I need to run. Do it. I have a little bit of time span. I'll execute that and do whatever is most, and will get whatever most I can get out of it. That's perfect, right? Right. So, what was it? And trick the mind into embracing the uncertainty. Embracing the uncertainty. How to trick the mind into embracing this uncertainty? Yeah, trick the mind, like, do not think. So eventually, just you have to make. Solution is only this. You have to make a habit of doing the task itself, not thinking, and just do it. If you get a thought, if it's a right, you don't have to think about it. Do not have to think, because thinking will again create unnecessary fear, unnecessary pain, more thoughts and overthinking and all. If you feel it right, do it. Khatam hai. And when you're indulged into that activity, na, fear is not there, thinking is not there, uncertainty is not there. So try to do it instantly. Our aim should be to be able to do whatever is right for us. Change is there. It will provide me some positive outcome. Let's say it will provide me some good gain, or it's necessary for me to grow. Let's say it will provide me growth into any particular field. Better to do that. Better to do that, and yeah, you are good to go. So first, you need to make a habit of taking action. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. Why not happen? I can do this. And using that habit of doing it instantly instead of thinking, doing it right now, applying that habit into more bigger aspects of taking the actions of changing yourself. You want to start a podcast, do it right now. You want to do a solo cast, do it right now. You want to run a marathon, uh, register in that marathon right now. Do that. You want to run a speaking marathon, do that. That's not bad. Just do instantly. Instead of thinking less, instead of thinking that. Right. That's great. Speak is great. feeling right, feeling very confident, and I think my fluency has been increased, and I'm not very much thinking, and I'm just constantly thoughts are coming into my mind, and I'm just I constantly am able to deliver it properly compared to where I started and all those. My my ability to deliver thoughts in a better and mature way is being increased as far as I am thinking, and as far as I'm not wrong, or as far as I'm observing. Yeah, 1 second, but I don't know why this brightness just keep going and going and going. I just take a little bit of break. Will not stop the video, but yeah, it feels very nice. It feels very nice. I feel very confident and very happy about myself. I already have completed 50 and 30, 80 minutes, and still good to go. I need to complete the 70 more, 35 for 35 more minutes for this video. Will good to go, but we'll try to complete all these 12 topics into this only, into this 70 minutes only. Will not be remaining. Right? What else can I talk about? I just don't know. It feels right, it feels great. My mouth is a little bit paining, but my throat is a little bit paining. Now I get to understand that why these podcasters and all constant speakers who have to make content regarding speaking only have a throat related problem, or maybe they cannot speak for some times and their voice is down, and voices does not come out, and they have to get some treatment for that, because they're constantly using the tool of speaking, or the I don't exactly know the word for this. This is called the swarpeti in Gujarati, but don't know in English. So yeah, we're good to go. Next topic. It is great. This is insane. Next topic is called breakups, heartbreak, and growth. Breakups, heartbreak, and growth. I need to speak about that. Personal insights on love, loss, and what pain teaches us, and why heartbreak can be a catalyst or for rebirth. This is absolutely relatable topic, and it is very right. It's a catalyst for a rebirth. It can be a catalyst for a rebirth if you treat it in the right way. Breakups, heartbreak, and growth. Personal insights on love, loss, and what pain teaches us. Should I start with a story? Story which I personally had? I don't know. I'm not going to start with a story, but we'll share some insights onto that only, right? Onto the topic itself. So, personal insights on love, loss, and pain teaches us. Breakups, heartbreaks, and growth. Breakups occurred, man. When you're in a relationship with a person, let's say you're in a relationship with a person, you got breakup, the person denies, or let's say you denies. I don't know. I have not been under this side. There are two sides. You are a breakup donor, you are a doer, and or you are the one उसके ऊपर हुआ है, onto him the breakup has been done. So I've been onto this side. The breakup was done onto him. It was not yet who did the breakup, right? I don't know where should I start. So I was on this side, that breakup occurred to me. There are the two sides. When you do the breakup, when you're the doer, when you are the one who, to him the thing has occurred. I was on the occurred side. To me, this thing happened. Personal insights on now, it ages a lot when you got attached to the person very much, and There is a video by Shwetab that why true love does not exist. Love is like just like Bollywood or cinematic word for the feelings in this. But true love does not exist. Just attachment, affection, sorry, attraction, attachment, and affection about the person. And this thing we call a love. We call our parents that we love them. It's just that attraction, attachment, and affection. That's part of this three only, and that's why we get a feeling of love towards them. And it's okay. It's not bad. We're not saying that that's a bad. You need an attachment. You are having attachment towards your family, your parents, and that's okay. That's not bad. And it's good. It is good to have attachment to the people. Also, because of attachment, you get to very much rely on the people. Of course, you rely on the parents because you have attached to them. When they are gone, you'll feel very much empty, very much lonely when they are gone, right? Because you are very much dependent in terms of feelings and mind, and in terms of emotional dependency is very much there with your parents. When they are gone, you will feel bad and will feel lonely, very much lonely. And it is okay to feel lonely, and it is okay to feel attached to the parents. So yeah, so but we just went totally off the topic. Personal insights on love, loss, and pain teaches breakups. A breakup can occur. It ages you a lot. It ages you a lot. You might take only 1 month of time to get out of it, or you might take 1 year or 2 year or even 10 years of time as well if you want if to get out of that breakup, right? I've seen many people who are having 9 years of relationships and getting broken up, and now what you have, you're totally lost. I cannot imagine that state. My relationship personally was not that much long, and I find it very much lucky that it went this way, because if it had go either way, that if I had been 1 year or 2 year of relationship and then that occurred, that's painful, really painful. Even this little shorter period of time felt very much personal to me. I felt embarrassed. You feel embarrassed. That's a very honest reaction. You got rejected. That's a feeling of rejection. Uh, Most of the time, it is nothing to do with you. Many of the times, right? Most of the time, it happens because the person's priorities has been changed. It wants something else. So let's say you got rejected in this. What was I saying? Yeah. So let's say you got rejected. It feels very personal. It feels very much embarrassed to be into that zone of getting rejected. It feels like they no longer value you. There is no value of yourself. It feels very much like that. That's just a feeling. Logically, if you see, it's nothing to do with you most of the times. Yes, unless and until that you have done something very wrong, very wrong to the person, and it's totally because of that thing they are getting away from you. But yeah, if they reject you, which means that they do not want you anymore, right? That's why they have chosen that decision that you want to get away, you want to get rid of this shit. They want to get rid of you. Sorry, but I just do not know. I just This topic is very much like I just keep going into personal backstories because of this, and it is little hard. But no, I'm I'm okay, and I'm glad that this topic came. But yeah, I just need to get rid of this topic as soon as possible, in 5 minutes only. Let's complete this by 50 minutes. So yeah, what were we talking about? So yeah, it feels very much personal, and you feel very much embarrassed that you got rejected. But most of the time, it's not related to you. It's because that person's choice was that, and it is okay that they want to get out of it. That's okay. That's perfect. Practically speaking, emotionally, it feels like a very much heavy burden. That no, because you relied on that person very much, and that's why emotionally feels like something wrong has occurred to you. But honestly, man, if we see practically and in the longer terms, that was a better, the best thing that occurred to you. Because let's assume that you got married and that then you get divorced. That's very much unimaginable scenario. Even this breakup, if you cannot bear, how could you bear the divorce, right? So there are many practical aspects. If you start seeing them practically, na breakups, it becomes very easy to bear the pain. Not easy to bear the pain, but some mindset, fully mindset related thing. Mind settingly or mindful, you can be, what do you say, get rid of a lot of burden, and you feel great. I just don't know what was that. Personal insights on love, loss, and what pain teaches us. Okay, love. You feel a lot of love and very much attached when you are initially in the relationship with the person. You feel like it's a true love of yourself. The person also feels. You feel very much great. You feel that this is very much related to my identity. You feel like I'm growing, and I have somebody. I find or found somebody finally, and I just no longer need anything else. You feel like very much dependent onto them. Your life becomes on that only, right? And personal insights on love. On love, you feel like you're very much loving the person, feeling very great. You're getting loved. It's a very good feeling. Oxytocins are released, serotonin. So oxytocin is a love hormone that gets released all the time. So you feel you get into habit of getting those boosts all the time. It's like let's say you are having a cigarette for the first time, and now you are having for the first time, or let's say you're having the daru or the alcohol for the first time. You feel very great. Now you're slowly getting indulged into that habit of alcohol and cigarette, and your mind feels great. You're having very good feelings, but eventually it just stops. That no longer dosage of those good feelings. So it is uneasy. That is exactly like breakups. It's a what do we say, constant flow of biological alcohol, of biological cigarettes, and you feel very much great. uh, constant release of hormones and all. Your mind feels very great, very much happy state. And now suddenly this happy state is gone through the substance which you were getting happy. The substance is gone. Now you're no longer in a happy state. So it feels very much like a pain, rejection. You sabotage yourself, you self-doubt yourself, and you totally blame yourself for getting into that zone of the thing. That's a totally personal thing, I'm saying. um, it's totally personal experience. I'm saying this totally from the personal experience. And what pain teaches us, and you get into an immense pain because you no longer is having that dosage of dopamine and oxytocin and those hormones. And it feels very much painful, uh, because no longer stimulation. There is total detachment. You were so much reliable on that substance, onto that hormonal or good hormones or good feelings and stimulation. Now that is gone. biologically I'm speaking, and you feel very, 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 very lonely, you, right? And now you can find no way, or you just keep looking for everywhere. You just keep looking there, everywhere. This and this and this and this and this and this and this. Uh, you find like solution. Just give me solution. I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this. It's a very terrible state to be in. And it's a very terrible state to be in, and it feels very painful, very painful. And you find a solution, कहीं से कोई solution मिल जाए, कहीं से कोई solution मिल जाए. And my personal solution, why heartbreak can be a catalyst for rebirth. Exactly, heartbreak can be a catalyst of rebirth. Because when you're with the person, you were only identifying yourself with that person only. You are imagining. It is not that loss of that person which feels very painful. It is that all the imaginary scenarios that you have thought with that person, that what do we say, is that whatever those imaginary scenarios that you have thought that this will be happening, this will happen with that person, uh, and it's gone. That imagination is gone, and it's a pain of that only. You're embarrassed because you will be thinking of what other people will think. That because this person is broken up with me, what other person will think. You're having this, even by thinking, by imagining, by those things. It's very, what do we say, uneasy for me as of now as well. It feels very personal. It very much feels personal, but it's not majority of the times it's related to you. Starts when you start seeing things logically. Uh, it gets more and more easier for you. So yeah, so thinking logically and also acting logically. That is what is very much important for you. Uh, that was what I was saying, and that's why it kind of feels very much painful to you. And why heartbreak can be catalyst for rebirth? Yeah, heartbreak. You can take this heartbreak or this downfall. You feel you're down, and you can take this downfall into two direction. Whether you just completely sabotage yourself and be into that zone and just completely destroy yourself and don't do anything, or start working on yourself. Start working on yourself. Uh, be whatever you want to be. Start working towards yourself and for yourself. Exercising, reading. Start fill yourself with many activities. That's a personal solution. Like even after the breakup, I just instantly started doing exercising and running and all. And if I had not done that, I had not been able to get out of that state or that thing very easily, I would say. And that has helped me a lot personally to do exercise. So it really feels like a very much rebirth to me. That it's glad. Emotionally, I still feel like, so why did that happen? Why did that occur? But practically, I would say it was necessary. And now, practically, I would also say that if that has not been occurred, I could not have been changed myself this much. Whatever, even 1% change is very much better and good. I have improved a lot. After the breakup. If I had been in the relationship throughout, there could not be any personal growth, and could not bear whatever the expectations the person gets towards you, or you get towards the person, and this playingness of this thing this kept happening and happening. And it is not bad to be in a relationship, right? But when the dependency comes, when you are consuming each other instead of focusing on what exactly is your task, That's when the problem occurs. That's when the problem occurs. So, so heartbreak can be really carries. It feels very much like pain, and you can use that pain more towards self improvement thing. You start reading, you start working out, you start working on any hobby, you start implementing those into your normal day-to-day work life. Expand yourself more into towards new experiences. Fill your gaps. You need the gaps of this oxytocin releases. So what how do? You just share whatever your thoughts and things are there to the people which you love. Also filling those gaps of oxytocin with releases of endorphins by doing exercising and all, by getting the emotional touches with your family members, your friends, your colleagues, or whatever. So yeah, just you need that fulfillment of that gap of what has been gone, and that's how you get rid of it, and you can get a rebirth. You just start working and working and working and working, and you eventually will be यूं तुम बाहर आ जाओगे ब्रेकअप से. यूं इट विल टेक टाइम. 6-7 months is okay, man. It takes a time. You got attached. That meant that you loved, or for example loved or you cared for the person. And it occurred. Okay, that's a normal human feeling. You got attached. That's a normal human feeling. Okay, now what is in my hand? Now I'm with myself. I need to work. I need to get off. I need to get off of it. I need to think of yourself. You start becoming more and more self-reliant after the breakup, I would say. If you are going in the right direction, if you are improving yourself. The philosophy of courage, ancient and modern views, Stoics, Nietzsche, ordinary courage in everyday life. Philosophy of courage, ancient and modern views. Philosophy of courage, Stoics, Nietzsche, and ordinary courage in everyday life. Exactly, I'm not very much aware about the Nietzschean, yeah, maybe a little bit. Philosophy of courage, ancient and modern views. Ancient means Stoics, modern means Nietzsche, and ordinary courage in everyday life. Philosophy of courage. What is the philosophy of courage? Courage means I do what I want to do. Many other times, I will complete in the 3 minutes only. Many other times that when you need to show courage, when you're not taking any example, courage means what? Courage means a power to stand up. Courage means a power to stand up for yourself, stand up for your society, for your family, for your parents, and for your company, or for your whatever, for the people who are around you, for the people who are yours, for yourself, to be able to stand when it is exactly meant to be stand. That is what a courage means. It is very, very hard and very harsh, and not very easy to do task. If you want to be a courageful person, right? But it requires a lot of guts, and many other times it requires a lot of spine to be a courageful man. To be a courageful man like a Bhagat Singh, like a Chandrasekhar Azad, they stand up, they had a courage, they had a motive, they had a motivation that I want to fight for my country, I want to fight for my people, and it does not mean any of the shit. I have a guts, I'll show my spine, and will start going towards what is right for my society, what is right for my goal. So courage means doing the right and standing up for your goal, or for what is right. Standing up and take an action. Standing up, take an action, take a lead. That's a courage. That's a courageful man, right? What does the Stoics says? I exactly am not very much aware about the Stoics, but means I know some basic concept about them. But it's like not caring what is not in your hand, but instead what is exactly in your hand. What you can do from yourself. Okay, I can do this ABC, I can control ABC actions of myself, and which will affect this particular scenario. So I'll focus more on that. Relating that with the breakup. Now breakup has occurred, I cannot fix the other person's life, and it's not my duty now because we are no longer together. Person is not in my hand, situation is not in my hand. What is it which is in my hand and which can improve me, which can get me somewhere? What is right? What is in my hand? Now my action is my hand. My thing is my hand. Taking care of my is what my in my hand. Uh, and if the person thinks about themselves that okay, I want to break up because I want something X, Y, Z, B, C, you also have your own, must have your own needs and demands and things and that, your goals and aspirations. You take up a courage, you take up the lead for yourself. That's a courage, and you start doing that, working towards that. Does not matter how much pain is there, into that particular portion of your life, but instead of that, you start fixing other things which are mandatory, essential, and doable things which you can control. So that is what stoicism is about. Standing up and doing, being able to do what you can do, what you want to do, and you want to provide to society or whatever XYZ. Nietzschean concept of courage. I would say Friedrich Nietzsche is a German philosopher, as far as I'm not wrong, and he came with a very great concept of Übermensch, through which and about which I'm very much inspired. And Übermensch means superhuman. It is your duty to be constant upgrade of yourself, constant upgrade, because that's the only thing which is there in the life. As of now, my philosophy is like this. I might be wrong or not, but what is a better version of yourself? What is a better version of yourself today? Better, and working towards that, being a superhuman who can provide yourself, who can provide the people around you, superhuman, and who does not care about the society. That's a courageful thinking. When you are Übermensch. Übermensch does not step back. He does not fear society. He takes bold actions which are necessary and doable and right. That is what a real Übermensch or superhuman is, what English translation of that word itself is. So that's a Nietzschean philosophy, that it is our duty to be a Übermensch, not to be bonded, not to be able to bond it into, not being bonded into society itself. Societal what do we say, concepts or whatever, I don't know. So being able to stand up and say no to society, say no to whatever things, say no to what is wrong. This is wrong, and I say no to this. And that takes a courage and guts. I will do what is right for the society, for me. That's Übermensch. Übermensch takes stand for himself and start working towards it. Does not fear. If he feels that he needs to work on his critical thing, if he feels that he needs to work on his social skills, if he needs to climb the corporate ladder, let's say if he feels that he needs tons and tons of money, he does that by showing some courage, and risk is there, but he does that. That's a real Übermensch. So ordinary courage in everyday life, you can start implementing those by adding the daily habits in your life. Just as we talked about in the third topic, the daily actions, right? Working towards the right thing, exercising or being healthy, treating yourself healthy, earning more, getting better to the social relationships. So there is a tripod which I talked into my previous video. It's a relationships, your health, and your wealth. These three things are what are meant to, or are to be very better. And then you can find very much happiness. Not only one thing can provide you happiness. Yeah, it can provide. Okay, you're happy. You are so much wealthy. It can provide you happiness. But what if you do not have very good relationships with the people around you, or your people or family or whatever? You need to start working on to all those three things: wealth, health, and relationships. All the three things are needed. very much needed. So yeah, the ordinary courage. Start working towards what feels to be make you a real Ubermensch. Powerful bano, hathi bano, not a khargosh. That is what exactly what Acharya Prashant says. If you are being a rabbit, any normal eagle can come and just eat you up. But if you are hathi, nobody will target you. Nobody will target you. And how can you be hathi? By being really a hathi. Hathi does not care. And hathi does not care whether people say him hathi or khargosh. He hathi. He is a hathi. He's an elephant. He does not care. So you need to focus on being hathi, a strong animal to which no one can put a hand on. And hathi does not care. Hathi does not need any validation of any other people. He's a hathi. He's very much happy with himself and he's doing what he's doing. He's enjoying and nobody. And he's also very strong. If any predator comes, he is very strong. He'll just smash you. If tiger comes up, hathi will just quickly will suppress it. I just exactly not have proper word. But he can quickly fight the tiger or lion, right? Because he's a hathi. He's a strong man. He's a strong man. Man of steel. So ordinary courage comes up. So this analogy of elephant and rabbit is very much helpful. Can be very helpful. We try to become more and more stronger, right? What else? 6 topics we have covered. Role of failure in self-discovery. How mistakes and regrets actually reveal who you are and what we want. How mistakes and regrets actually reveal who we are and what we want. Who we are and what we want. How failure and regrets. Role of failure in self-discovery. Let's say you get failed. You are failed. Failure is who we are and what we want. I don't know. I have been failed very much into career aspect that much. I don't know. In terms of a career sort of an aspect, I have not been as that very much failed, as far as I know. But in terms of relationship related regarding aspect, I would say I have been failed. Let's say one relationship got failed. What happens? It gets you very much new insights. You get regrets. You get a lot of regrets. Why this happened? Why this could happen? If I had been there, if I had not been there, if relationship was not there, it was better. You get many regrets at why this has occurred. Failure in the self-discovery and actually reveal who we are and what we want. Because of this regret, you start to see the things as they really are. Many are the students who get failed for the JEE and NEET and they do not get into IIT or AIMS. And they get failed. They get into some another university. But what do we say? They get to know a lot about themselves. They might be having some regrets and all. I don't know why am I wasting some time. But yeah, in terms of I would say career related thing, I have not been failed that much. Maybe as far as I'm thinking. So I'm not the right person to answer this. But when you get failed, you get to know more about. I can try more. If it's a chance, I can try more. I can be more and more powerful. I can bear the pain. I can bear the pain of failure. Someone has rejected me. Yes, I've gotten rejected into 17 interviews. What does that mean? That's an immense failure. You got to realize, you got to see the real mirror of yourself, that you do not lie anywhere. You do not lie anywhere. You cannot even clear a single interview and you think that you are a Tismar Khan of your industry or whatever, of your work. and then you got to realize that you're nothing. Then you got to realize that you're nothing. You feel very much failure. But then, when it's, if there is an